Welcome to your weekly market update. I'm Ben.
And I'm Amanda Stevens from Ray White, bringing you a week's worth of insights from the front line. Let's dive in.
122 new homes came to the market, bringing the total to 1,024. Over the last 2 weeks, we've really started to see the impact of supply and demand kick in, with buyer interest and inquiry vastly reduced from the beginning of the year.
Ben and I were noticeably absent last week because we were up in Auckland undertaking an auctioneering course. Yes, you heard that right. I have a total appreciation for the skill of our auctioneers now. They make it look so effortless, and it's definitely not easy. I can confirm I was no natural. Ben, on the other hand, pretty good.
As I told you folks, the house is selling at $555 unless they hear anything better than that. Going once at $555. Going twice at $555. Going, are you sure? All done silent?
Since we last spoke, we've auctioned 14 properties, with 10 of those selling under the hammer, an impressive 71% clearance rate. These unconditional sales are achieved within a 28-day timeframe at levels our vendors are delighted with. But this is no accident. A very much strategic, hands-on approach to engage buyers, throw in some transparency, add in the competition of the auction room, and we know our vendors are taking the best results in the market.
We've really started to notice a gap between buyer expectations and vendor aspirations. Potential sales ranges predicted as late as 2024 in December already feel out of date as Wellington property values soften once again. Now, for any given market, we can get good results through competition. And for people buying and selling in the same market, that's a fairly neutral decision. However, for vendors who might be testing the market for a sale for something like a rental property, a lot of those people are choosing to hold off and wait for the market to improve. An example of this was a great house that we closed at tender in Brooklyn last week. It was always popular. We generated 4 offers, all within a $50,000 range, and 1 even within our sales range. But for our vendor, it simply wasn't enough money for her to choose to accept the market value and move on. Had that vendor had offered on something subject to sale, or perhaps was moving out of town, those motivations would have been really different, and that sale price would have aligned with the current market.
The sale of the week was our auction at 12 Albemarle Road, and what a result it was. This beautiful character home with sun-drenched decks, lush lawns front and back was always going to attract attention. On the day, we had 8 unconditional bidders fighting it out to own the keys. When the bidding stalled at $975, we took the top bidder out to continue further negotiations, and we came back into the room with an impressive extra $95,000, resulting in a whopping sale price of $1,070,000. Now, understatement to say our vendors were super delighted, and so congratulations to Maureen and the family. Another sale of note was 9 Cooper Street in Karori. Now, this property had actually been on the market with a previous company last year in 24. They ran a tender campaign with a buyer inquiry after that, which resulted in no offers whatsoever. On Friday, we had 4 parties fighting it out, and it sold for a whopping $1,515,000. That's the power of auction, and again, a delighted purchaser and vendor.
Across the past couple of weeks, the company has closed 15 deadline and tender campaigns, and those results are as follows. 2 of those properties sold unconditionally on the day, 5 of them sold in the subsequent days, and no other properties went under offer. So that's activity on approximately 50% of those properties, and while those results are commendable, they do pale in comparison to the results that we're seeing on the auction floor currently. Our team hosted 20 open homes across the weekend with an average buyer attendance of about 6, really highlighting the fact that buyer interest is thinning as demand is spread over a much higher volume of listings. For the next 2 weeks, our team will be bringing 11 beautiful new homes to the market, but after that, it's really starting to slow down as we approach Easter. So hot tip for buyers, if you're really keen on buying this side of the year, it's really time to start focusing, because after this round of stock, the market is going to lose momentum until around October.
And that's a wrap.
So don't forget, for all your property needs, we've got you covered in the capital.